The typical American family today is very different from some years back. The luxury of having a mom and dad, and even a house, are not common anymore. However, family is still an important part of our daily society. The following interviews highlight people that have risen above their own adversity to take care of what's most important for them, their family. Even though they don't fit the typical nuclear family archetype, they are still very much grounded in the principles of love.
Candice, and I'm from Jersey. My name is Kathy. I'm from Teaneck, New Jersey.
And who's in your immediate family right now?
My son Louis and my daughter Yeleni, and myself.
And tell us a little bit about your experience being a mother.
It's 100% surreal and very, very tough. And I only realized that many, many, many years after the fact of having, I guess, my son, knowing that he's almost 10, I think I realized how tough it was maybe when he was like 6, 7, and you would think at that time that things would be easier. But they just keep getting harder.
Why you say that?
Because, when they're little, they're so easy to agree to things that you tell them because they have no other choice but to agree with what you're saying. And when they get older, they have their own opinion. They have their own decisions that they want to make. And sometimes those decisions go far left from what you want, too.
Oh, my gosh. Do you have, like, an example? What's your favorite thing about being a mom?
My favorite thing about being a mom? My favorite thing being a mom is that no matter what, I could mess up 115 times, but they're the ones that always care, and they're the ones that always see the things that you do.
I don't know, it's just like when you have a child, it's just like a love that you've never experienced, and it makes you want to do better. So she's taught me definitely, she's given me drive, she's given me ambition. She just makes me want to do better, not only for myself, but for her. And she's dependent upon me. I can't, of course, I would absolutely love to sleep all day, to be home all day, to spend my money on shoes and frivolous things, but I can't. And honestly, it is sometimes a money an issue. It's really just the time and trying to do a million things at once. I know there's a lot of things that she wants to do. However, with my work schedule and when I go back to school, it's gonna make things tight. But single parent, I think every mother is a strong woman, and then a single mother is even stronger because it takes a lot of diligence. It takes a lot of focus. And it takes a lot of compromise. I tell everyone I really don't have much of a social life, and honestly, it doesn't really bother me. I just want my child to grow up in a sense, knowing that there's more out there, and that there's more to life than just being a parent. I don't want her. Not that I don't want her to be a parent, but I definitely don't want her to be a parent at 19. Maybe 35.
Judging you for something that you do, and it's not just about the things that I do, but it's being counted for like 2 other people too. They don't see all the hard work, or you feel like you're just, all the things that you do are not being counted for, all the things that you try to show that you're trying to do well and be good, because a lot of people can, even to say like you can hit your kids and somebody can look at you and say, why is she hitting their kids? Like, that's not the way. But they don't know how certain things are, or or a parent that yells at a kid, why is she yelling? She should just hit them. Like, I wouldn't say sour, just like their attitudes. They talk back. Like, let's say Louis too. Louis is the way that the love that's shown too is not 100% there. When they're younger, they're so willing to give like hugs and kisses and hold your hand, and when they're older, they're just to themselves. They're too cool for that. They're too, and you know that, like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here. So, like, I was thinking to myself the other day, like, oh, Lewis is too cool to, like, tell me he loves me. But then it's, like, the little things, like, he had Skittles and he saved all the red ones because he knows that they're my favorite. So it's like, I know, like, subliminally, like, that's, like, him telling me he loves me, you know?
Mm.
So, I mean, those are, like, the good things, but, like, I don't know, it's just, you know, they start to have their own friends and they don't really want to conversate with you anymore. And everything that you want to do, they don't want to do with you anymore. Not that boys want to go to the mall, but that was still something that we did.
Just did together.
Yeah, not to say just the mall, but, like, other things too, you know? So that's something
So
that's
you're judged for what they do too.
as well, yeah. And it's not just you. Everything that you decide to do in life is counted for them. I can't just get up and take a shower and go amongst my merry way. I have to make sure that they're showered and everything is clean the right way too, you know?
What's like the most important thing that you want them to come out with?
I want them to know that, not to say just like life is short, but like I want them to be able to appreciate life, because maybe obviously we never know how fast life goes until we get older. We see everything's in slow motion when you're children, and then once you're older you're like, oh man, like I wish I could be like this, or I wish I could be like that, or I wish I could go back to this time or that time and to change. I want them to appreciate their life and that everything that they're doing is because that's what they love or that's what they want to do to empower them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess it's always the same thing. It's like just never giving up. Never let anybody judge or never let what anybody thinks matter to them, because nothing, no matter what anybody says or does or makes them feel, that should never make them change the decision on what they want to do. And
For hope and inspiration.
Don't give up. Keep pressing on. It gets hard. I remember when and again, my situation may be a little different because I definitely had a wonderful support system. I was working full time. I was going to school full time, and I really wasn't able to see her that much. She was with my mom the majority of the time. So don't be afraid to use your resources. If you have family that's willing to help, don't be afraid to ask. If you have, if you have the opportunity, don't limit yourself. Go back to school if you haven't. Get your degree, because at the end of the day, I always say it's somewhat hypocritical for me to be like, Sarai, you need to go to college, you need to do this, you need to do that, and though I never did it. And though I get the adage, I'm your mother, do as I say, or I'm your parent, do as I say, it's a lot easier to say, well, I went to college and I had all these obstacles. She's not going to have those obstacles. I make sure that she's busy. I make sure that, she stays active in school and dancing. So when she grows up, that's the kind of life I'm setting her up to have. She's going to be a dancer. We talk about this all the time. So, talk with your children. Be open with them as much as possible. Let them know what it's like speaking things into existence. If you say, I'm a firm believer, if you say it enough, it'll happen. So, Sarai, you're going to be a dancer, so I need for you to do this. We have to go to dance class. You need to do this. You're going to do dance class. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Just instilling it in her. And whatever it is that your child may like to do, whether it's art, karate, track, whatever the case may be, just really nurture them in that, so that when they get older, they'll have tunnel vision. Whereas everything in life, not necessarily that it won't matter, but they'll be less likely to fall by the wayside and to fall into wrong clouds, because they'll already know what it is that they want to set. They already know what it is that they want in life. If you're telling a 3-year-old that she's going to be a doctor, more than likely, she might be a doctor. She may not, but it's definitely putting it out there and letting them know that basically you have the universe, you have the whole world, you have the world at your fingertips. Don't never, ever be limited.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so number 3 is that God is always on your side, and even when you make mistakes or think you're making some type of mistake, that God is always going to be able to be the one that's going to uplift you. Even if maybe there's a time where I may fight with them and they feel like, man, like my mom is not even like by my side. Like at least you know that God is there and God is gonna guide you. So.
Thank you.